Welcome back! So, you decide to go through this part of the adventure using Indy's wits. This actually is the choice I made when I first went through this game, and there are a couple of reasons why. The first was because I really like puzzles a lot, so I thought this would be a rather fun option to take. And it turns out that it was a very, very devious option to take in the end. But the other reason was because one of my friends who had played this told me that when he chose one of the other options, upon playing for the first time, he found that a lot of the stuff he encountered that he could pick up was useful only on this path. And I took that to mean that in this path you actually got to use everything, whereas the other ones you didn't use everything, and the game compensated for that by including more dialogue with Sophia for the team path, or more fights with the Wits Path. Well, actually, this is not the case. The three paths are actually quite different, even though they visit the same places, and there are elements that are unique to all three of them. So it really does pay to see all three of them when you go through the game, which is why I'm uploading all three of them as part of the LP.
You're right. I better think this through alone.
I understand. Stay in touch.
Take care of yourself, and don't talk to any strange Nazis.
So long, Indy.
Goodbye, Sophia. It's been fun. Now, at this point, we can choose either to go to Algiers to visit Omar Al-Jabbar, or to Monte Carlo to find Atlantis. And I think I'm going to go ahead and head there first, because there's something we need before we visit Algiers. And before we do anything else and find Mr. Trottier, I'm going to read Plato's Lost Dialogue. Don't know if this is exactly the best reading music in the world, but it'll have to do for now. The Hermocrates. Now at last I have Plato's Lost Dialogue translated entirely. The Greek original is lost, so I've used the Arabic text I found in an Italian monastery years ago, and always thought was a hoax. Now I wonder, could this remarkable book hold the secret to long-lost Atlantis? Probably not. No one will publish it, that's certain. The fear of ridicule is too great. To be safe, I've sent a copy to Ward. Charles Sternhardt, London, 1922. Hermocrates. In shame I hereby do recant the time and place whereof Critias spoke. In rendering Egyptian into Greek, he made a tenfold error. Instead of lying 3,000 miles hence, Atlantis may well have been 30,000 miles away. Or perhaps it was less than 300 miles from our own shores. Likewise, it may be that the Lost Kingdom held sway as many as 100,000 years ago, or as few as 1,000. Socrates. If a kingdom arose on Earth beyond anywhere men might travel, then we would never hear of it. We ought to accept the lesser figure. Well, shouldn't you accept the greater figure if you think that we never would have heard of it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading this wrong. So, glorious Atlantis founded two colonies, the lesser 180 miles northwest of the city and the greater 630 miles away southeast. Gates of the kingdom opened only with the aid of special stones. At many outposts, a sunstone sufficed if hot sunlight bathed the tall horns. At the greater colony, a moonstone was also needed, with the noon sun riding above the full moon. To approach Atlantis itself, a world stone was required as well, with darkness ruling the old city without challenge. Final entrance yielded only to contrary minds. And it is said that dwellers in Atlantis had no horses, nor any need of them. Orichalcum, the metal that glittered like fire, this they had instead. They cast it into shiny beads, and used them as we do minted coins, paying statues to do their work as if by magic. When their colonies were failing, wise men carved strange devices out of amber to search for the metal, but only proud Atlantis ever yielded a supply. You've called the kingdom wealthy, but surely this is absurd. As the waters rose around their city, the kings of Atlantis, one after another, sought to hold off fate. Knowing mortal men would never rule the sea, they planned a huge colossus, which by use of orichalcum, 10 beads at a time, would make them like the gods themselves. Nur-Ab-Zal was one such king. He it was, say the wise men of Egypt, who first put men in the colossus, making many freaks of nature at times when the celestial spheres were well aligned. This I doubt. We are hearing a child's tale. Well, maybe not, but based on what we've seen so far, I'm beginning to doubt that. Let's see if we can find Mr. Trottier.
Hey there.
Talk to this guy.
Are you Alan Trottier?
Oh, perhaps. Who's asking?
Looks like we found him. You can actually talk to a bunch of people here to get clues about what he looks like. But they'll give you clues like he's got a partially bald head or something like that, or he's got a flower lapel, a brown coat, stuff like that. Eventually you'll be able to find him. And at this point in the game, you really want to be as nice as possible to him, or else he will dismiss you and you'll have to try again.
I'm Dr. Indiana Jones of Barnett College.
Jones. I believe I've heard of you. Yes, of course, the famous archaeologist.
Well, that's me.
And I am Trottier. Amateur scholar, part-time poet, professional dreamer.
What can you tell me about Atlantis?
Oh, that depends. To prove you're worth dealing with, answer me this. Why did the Atlanteans build their huge colossus?
Now, Trottier is going to ask you a question whose answer can be found in the Lost Dialogue, which is the reason why I just read it just now. This is one of a few questions he can ask you. Like another one, for example, would be, when were the many freaks of nature created? And the answer would be when the celestial spheres were well aligned. There may be others as well. But the answer to this one is to make themselves like gods.
To make themselves like gods.
Yes, excellent. Obviously, you know Plato's Lost Dialogue well. Personally, I doubt I can help you, but my name is recognized among dealers in antiquity. Maybe my business card will be of some use to you. Feel free to look me up whenever you're in town. And now, au revoir.
Excellent, we got a business card, which will help us. If you get the answer wrong, then you would just have to find him again once
Driver, to the airport.
you read the Lost Dialogue and get it, and then you could try one more time. Thankfully, you're not penalized for that, which is nice. Alright, so now we've made it to Algiers. Let's see what we can find here. Talk to this beggar here, maybe he
Hello
knows
there.
something.
Ah, a prosperous American.
Do you know where Omar Al-Jabbar lives?
Omar is one of my best customers. Alas, his address is known to few men.
You ever hear of Atlantis, old man?
Atlantis. Atlantis. No.
Oh, that's too bad.
What are you doing here on the streets?
I'm a beggar, Effendi. It is my job to be here. Now, let me get back to work, please.
Alright. Well, let's see if we can find some information about where this Omar guy lives.
I don't want to disturb them. They look kind of busy.
They look about as busy as the beggar. Doesn't look like there's many other people here, but we can go down this back alley. Let's see if there's anything over there. Aha, some sort of souvenir shop.
Excuse me,
How can I help you, Effendi?
are you Omar?
You mean Mr. Al-Jabbar? That is an also good one, Effendi. I'm his trusted servant, Paul Abdul.
Can you arrange a meeting with Mr. Al-Jabbar?
I suppose I could, Effendi, but my master rarely deals with clients in person. Why should I bother him?
It's a matter of life and death.
That's what they all say. You'll have to give me a better reason than that.
And that's why I went to Monte Carlo first, because if you don't have Mr. Trottier's business card, then this guy will not accept anything you tell him. None of those answers will convince him.
I don't think that'll work.
Whoops, I keep forgetting when it's a person you have to give the thing to them.
Excuse me,
Yes?
I think this may interest you.
Ah, the business card of Monsieur Trottier. That's different. Perhaps Mr. Al-Jabbar will desire to speak with you. Wait here until I get back.
Now, you can try to wait here until he gets back, but he will not come back unless you leave this spot and then come back. And every time, he'll say that Mr. Al-Jabbar is busy, and you can keep trying and trying and trying, but there won't be any success. But let's see if we can follow him. The city streets are out here. Maybe we can see where he went. Or maybe there's just going to be a bunch of dots following around. Well, we can see him over there. He's the slightly bigger gray dot. See if we can follow him. But that is not really going to work so well in terms of being able to follow him, is it? Because he's kind of a little bit hard to make out on the map. Now, there's a little bit of an easier way to make this challenge work, and that's to talk to this man here in the red fez when he drops by the marketplace.
Just a moment, please.
And there's a very specific sequence in this dialogue tree that you have to follow to make this work. You have to start off with this option, always.
Nice fez.
Why, thank you. Are you here for the festival?
Now, you can choose festival, what festival, or you can continue onward about the fez. It doesn't really matter at this point.
Festival? What festival?
Why, the Festival of Life, of course.
No, but that's quite a hat.
Do you like it?
That's better than a sharp stick in the eye.
Oh my, yes. Why does it attract you?
It's kind of festive.
Aha, you observe closely, my friend. With a fez, one becomes truly festive. Undoubtedly, you feel envy, no?
You can choose either one of these.
Well,
Of course you are, but there is no need. Here, take my fez and join in the festivities.
I see what you did there.
say thanks a lot.
You're welcome. The very act of giving it to you has lifted me to a higher state of festivity. Someday you'll understand.
I can kind of understand. Now what you want to do is you want to give the fez to Mr. Abdul so that the next time you follow him out into the street, you can actually make him out in the crowd a little bit more, much like we were able to make that guy out in the crowd. So let's try that out. Oh, he's not back yet. Okay.
There you are.
Oh, whoops.
Mr. Al-Jabbar says that he's sorry, but he can't see you now.
Yeah, he's always going to say something like that. No matter how many times you give him the business card and how many times you ask, or, well, I guess you can give him the business card only once, but no matter how many times you pester him to go and talk to Mr. Al-Jabbar. So, let's try to give him the fez.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I think this may interest you.
Why would I want a fez?
Now, the answer that will convince him is always going to be random every time you play the game, so you're just going to have to keep trying until you get it right.
No woman can resist a man in a red fez.
I'm a happily married man, sir.
So that didn't work. Let's try another one.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I think this may interest you.
Why would I want a fez?
It's a magic good luck fez.
Now that you mention it, I could use some good luck for a change.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent. So now let's talk to him about Mr. Al-Jabbar.
Excuse me.
What is it now?
Could you go see Mr. Al-Jabbar again?
Well, you do know, Trottier. Perhaps I didn't explain things very well to my master. Wait here until I get back.
Now, if you want help finding out which answer would give him the fez, or allow him to accept it, then you can ask him about the pots here, about buying them, and then he'll give you a clue as to what he would value. Alright, so now let's see if we can try to follow him. Trying to see where that red dot even is at this point. Okay, I seem to have lost track of it. I don't see it anywhere here. Oh, there he is. Okay, come on, buddy. Let's follow you. Now, I think this takes a couple of attempts before you can actually find out where Mr. Al-Jabbar lives. Unless you're very good at following him around. Okay, there he is. I don't know if you can see in the video where he's located, but... Oh, there he is. He's... Ah! He's over here now. Come on, stop moving around. There you are. The buildings are partially obscuring him. And by the way, the location of Al-Jabbar's house does change with every playthrough. I think I need to be a little bit more stealthy about this. Whoops, I didn't mean to go there. My bad. Come on. Normally this doesn't take this long. There you are, come on. Ah! I'm thinking that if you touch him, then the whole thing resets. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Sorry this is taking so long, by the way. I'm beginning to think that the house is over here somewhere. Yeah, normally this doesn't take this long.
The servant's ducking into that house.
Okay, great, it's this house. Awesome, we found it.
I don't care who he knows. I don't want to see him, understand?
Yes, sir.
Aha!
Aha!
Dr. Jones, I suppose. What an unpleasant surprise.
Shall I remove this peasant, master?
That won't be necessary, Paul. Now be a good lad and alert the police while I entertain our guest.
Aw.
We'll talk about your punishment later.
Looks like that fez didn't bring him good luck after all.
I had no idea the famous Indiana Jones was such a fool, traveling so far and risking so much in pursuit of a mere myth.
It's no myth, as you well know.
No? Let's talk it over. My house is your house until the gendarmes arrive.
That won't be necessary. Let's see if we can take a look around before the police get here.
Stop! Leave my things alone!
But he's not gonna like it if we look at his stuff.
Stop! Leave my things alone! Stop! Leave my things alone!
I got an idea. Whoops, hang on a sec. There we go.
Doesn't seem to close.
Wait, I think you have to push this. No, I want to push the door.
I can't move it.
Pull the door? Hang on a sec. There we go.
I can't move it. Doesn't seem to close.
Oh, here's the door. It's on this side. My bad. Oh, man.
I can't move it.
Pull it.
I can't move it.
Close it. There we
You
go.
can't do this!
Perfect. Alright, now we
May
can go...
scorpions pluck out your eyeballs.
He's gonna insult us. Now we can go and take all the stuff we need. So, let's
May a
go...
goat be the mother of your children.
Let's go and get these statues here.
May the wind scatter your bones where none shall find them. May
Alright.
the sun addle your brains and cook your flesh.
Hey, this is no shirt, it's a map.
May a goat be the mother of your children.
There's a map up there. Let's see if we can pick it up.
I can't reach it.
There's a
May the
pole.
sand cover you without a trace.
Let's see if we can use that.
Just a piece of bamboo.
That may
A
be.
1,000 jackals feast on your entrails.
We get the idea.
Oh, the stick broke, but I got the map.
Excellent.
That map won't do you any good. There are no names on it.
Maybe, but it seems like it's got a big X
May
on
you
it.
die.
The only mark on this map is one big X.
Well, that's all we need.
Map or no map, you'll never find the dig site.
Put a sock in it.
Alright, so we have now gained access to the deserts of Algiers, but we'll have to explore it in the next video.